Rob Grimes with the IFBTA, and today I am thrilled to have our Meet Our Member video with Comcast Business and Mary Beth Pierce, who's the Executive Director of Enterprise Sales. And they are a global industry partner, and this is a session that is long overdue because you've actually been a partner for a while. So welcome, Mary Beth.
Thanks, Rob. It's good to be here. Read it. Long overdue.
It is long overdue. And while we've worked together, for a while at various industry events and a number of different initiatives and things like that, I'm not sure that everyone understands exactly what it is that Comcast Business is doing within the food service and hospitality industry. So maybe we can start there.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And it's great to be here. So Comcast Business, we are focused on designing, implementing, and managing networks for large restaurant and hotel chains across the US, Canada, and soon to be globally. Today, we are providing connectivity and managed services to over 70,000 locations within the US. And managing over 340,000 individual devices within those restaurant locations and hotel locations.
So it's more than just the individual location. It's actually looking down all the way down to the individual devices that you're managing.
Yes, absolutely. Traditionally people think about Comcast Business as just the local internet provider within a certain footprint. And Comcast Business we've grown over the years. We started in 2006 and committed to a full managed services portfolio of services in late 2014, early 2015. And since then,
a lot of people use the word managed services though. So could you just sort of be a little bit more granular on what exactly is in the portfolio of managed services?
Yes, absolutely. We try to keep it simple. We have about 8 areas that we focus on, and that is managed unified threat management. So firewall security, managed Wi-Fi, managed switch service, what we call business continuity. So primary, secondary, tertiary failover through both a hardwired fiber or broadband connection to fixed wireless, LTE through all of the 3 major partnerships, as well as satellite DSL where necessary.
It's more than just a cable, so to speak.
Absolutely. Right? We are a lot more than just the cable company. We also provide managed voice. We are the 4th largest voice provider in the United States. And we wrap what we consider professional services around all of those services. So we provide field services across the U.S. for hands-on, hands in the restaurant, hands in the hotel, for break fix, installation, cabling, essentially any on-site technician needs. And then we provide maintenance. So we have over 130 depots across the United States where we spare hardware so that we can provide break fix service within a 4 to 6 hour target.
So let's just clarify that. When we're talking about break fix, obviously we're not talking about the fryers and the ovens.
Correct.
But we're talking about technology. And are we only talking about the technology that is part of the managed services stack, that would be the firewalls and the servers and things like that? Or are we also talking about things like point of sale and other types of technologies?
From a management perspective, Comcast is really focused on the WAN and the LAN network. So the firewalls, the switches, the access points, and the break fix that comes along with that. We do have the capability to provide warehousing, depoting, and technician services for the things like kitchen display systems, point of sales, et cetera.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm not going to let you off the hook on a little comment that you made at the very beginning of this. But let's see if I got the statistics right. You said that you're doing services today across the United States. You're doing Canada.
That's
and
correct.
Somewhere in that conversation, you said, and soon to be global.
That's correct.
Okay. So, this is like one of those things they do on the TV news. They said like breaking news here. Is that some announcement that's coming, or is there an announcement that's already been made on that?
So I can share a little bit. So with Comcast acquired a company called Masergy about 18 months ago. And through that acquisition, that brought us global. Masergy was a global managed services company, and Comcast made that acquisition to both bolster our security services as well as take us global. And so through that acquisition, we are now able to serve customers globally. We are continuing to invest in the long-term roadmap about what that will mean specifically for our restaurant customers. But I think I can certainly share what we're doing today through the Masergy acquisition.
Okay, so there's two things that come to mind. So I'm going to hit you up on one other thing that you said earlier, and just to clarify it, because you had said that Comcast is working with the larger customers that are out there, which of course your title is enterprise.
Yes.
But that's not to say that you don't have regional people that are working with the small to medium businesses as well, right?
Correct, absolutely. So my organization is focused on serving the larger restaurant brands across the U.S. We are proud to say we provide services and manage networks to 12 of the top 15 quick serve restaurants across the U.S. and 8 of the top 15 fast casuals. But we are also, we have thousands of Comcast Business employees across the U.S. that are serving the local restaurants, the small business owners within the Comcast footprint.
So the other part that I would ask you about, just for some clarification, is it is Comcast Business. And of course, a lot of people remember the old Comcast, which was the cable company, but there is a difference between Xfinity and Comcast Business. Now, yes, you are actually servicing areas that Xfinity is not providing service in. Would that be correct?
That's absolutely correct. Yes.
So we want to make sure that people understand that Comcast Business is capable of providing this portfolio of the 8 managed area services across the board, North America, all of North America, and then soon to be globally, that has nothing to do with discounting if they're not there offering cable service.
Absolutely. So Comcast, we partner with all of the large cable companies across the U.S. We partner with the telcos, and we partner with all the small mom and pop companies. Over 130 different ISP partnerships exist in order for us to be able to provide connectivity in North America, as well as building partnerships internationally for us to provide connectivity globally. So just because your location doesn't sit within a Comcast footprint, that does not mean that we can't serve you. Comcast Business is here to serve the technology needs nationwide.
Yeah, I think what I've gotten out of this, and I want to make sure that we are clear on a few of these points. A, you will do down to the small to medium and the independent businesses as Comcast Business. B, you're going to go ahead and service soon to be globally, whether there's cable service there or not. C, I got out of it that you have partnerships and alliances. I think you said 130 or 140 companies, but in order to be able to provide all services are out there, because one thing that maybe a nuance that you said at the beginning was you said satellite, you said mobile service, you said, and obviously you offer some of those things, to the consumer market, but they're not all necessarily your products or partnerships. And so what you want to be is the single source, one place to go for those managed services, bringing it together.
That's correct. Yes, we look to be the single point of contact, the one hand to shake, one call to make for our customers, so that we can provide end-to-end service from connectivity to managed network, and allow you as the business owner, as the restaurant operator, to focus on running your restaurants and serving your clients.
Yeah, and I will tell you the areas that you're doing, especially when you talk about the franchisee market and the SMB market, it's one of the areas that is a lot of times overlooked because they understand their ovens, their fryers, and things like that, but they don't necessarily understand the network. And to the franchisor and the brand, they do understand, the implications of not having a secure, network that's running, of not having these pieces standardized across the board. So what you're really doing is, even for the brand owners, making it easier for them to package it in such a way that franchisees, licensees, and people can take advantage of it as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we like to think about our services as a restaurant network in a box, right? So let us design it, let us install it, and let us manage it so that the technology is there to power the rest of the solutions that are inside the restaurant that are needed to serve your clients, both in the restaurant and outside.
This has been a real pleasure. as the IFPTA to not do a new member video, but to do a member video of Comcast Business, our global industry partner member. And it's been a pleasure having Mary Beth Pierce, the Executive Director of Enterprise Sales, with us today. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate the time and the partnership as always.